Good morning, everybody. My name is Teddy Gordon. If you take ED 302, you can throw things at me if you're frustrated with the course. I do the best I can, but that's the course I anchor. But today we're here to learn about everything related to Athens State University. So I just want to take care of a couple things first. Okay, so you know if you have me in face-to-face, you know the cell phone rule? You put it up, and in 30 minutes we're going to give you a cell phone break. Okay? So you can go 30 minutes without checking your Facebook or your Instagram or your email. All right? Just 30 minutes. You don't have to hide it. Just I'm asking you to not look at it for 30 minutes and have your attention up here. The same goes with your computers. So, you know, I always think, like as teachers, you go to lots and lots of meetings. This is the beginning. And look at all the people. What a cohort we have. Over 200 students starting out in education. We have one of the largest programs in the state and one of the best. Well, I think we have the best, if you ask me. So, so today, just when you go to meetings, I would say, and this is a meeting, be in the moment, okay? Learn as much as you can. Take notes, just be in the moment, because it's going to be a little bit of a long day and a lot of information. So do what you need to. I take notes. I do that all the time at all the meetings I go to. I have a planner. I saw somebody with my planner, the Lilly Pulitzer planner. It's the same design. Who has that? Raise your hand. I saw you with it. Someone over here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with, I'm going to have to stand behind here. I hope you can see me. I should have worn my heels, I guess. All right. So that was welcome. So there are the four largest College of Ed in the state are Athens, Jacksonville State, University of Alabama, and Auburn University. We are one of the largest. We send out a lot of interns. We have an excellent reputation. And the reason we have you do all this work through your program, and you have to come to these events and workshops, is because we want to prepare you to be the best. And we have a great reputation for having well-prepared teachers, not just knowing a lot, but actually having the skills, like, because you go to ARI training and AMSTI training, and you go into field experience, and we have you learn theoretical principles. And so all of that prepares you to be a great teacher, as well as prepares you to pass all the praxis tests that you have to take to be certified. And that's across the state. So thank you for choosing teaching. I just want to thank you for that. We need good teachers all the time, because where would we be if we didn't have teachers, right? I mean, you can't do anything unless you had a teacher or a mentor of some kind. Okay, this is how you can connect to the ASU wireless network. So do get your phones out. So you don't have to use your, although I would say sometimes the ASU wireless network is not as strong as you'd like it, but for if you've got your computer and things like that. So you're going to connect by using your username and then your ASU online PIN. Now if you don't know your ASU online PIN or your email password, because this maybe is your first semester and you haven't taken care of that yet, you need to call the help desk and make sure you know that. And here's a little FYI. When you email your advisor, please give them your ID number when you email your advisor. Because I have 85 advisees, and I'm always having to search. So please, send your PIN number. I mean your ID number. So I'll give you a minute to get that together. I don't know what this next one is. Valerie, is this for live text session? I don't know what this is, the visitor. I don't know what this is. Dr. Cowan made the Prezi, so. Is everybody in? Okay, so maybe if you don't have your ASU online number and you don't know how to do it, you can do visitor@athens.edu, and then here's the password. If you don't know your number, your ID number. So everybody jot that down? Or take a picture of it? No, that's really good. Just take a picture of it and then you have it on your phone. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about today's schedule. We're going to hear from certification and then career services, and at 9:30 we'll take a break, your phone break, your mental break, and then we're going to have a virtual campus tour, a live text overview, talk about professionalism. So at 11:30 we go to lunch, which is off campus, and we should wrap up about, and then we'll hear about field experience, EdTPA, the Writing Center, and then we'll have some advising at the end. So we'll finish up about 2:45. So that's what your day looks like. So break at 9:30, lunch at 11:30, and then we wrap up about 2:45. There's a lot to know, and so are you going to remember everything today? No. But we have a lot of smart people here. We have a bit who are in the teacher education services. You've got your advisors. So you can see certification, career services, live text, all of these things to help you be successful and get through the program. And so we'll hear from everybody who's in the experts in those fields. So I'll let y'all read it for a second. Okay, so about the next 1 minute, I want you to think about a question you have about the teacher education program, which is what you're in. Think of a question. Okay, now turn to the people at your table and pose those questions right now. Okay, so I'm glad that there were lots and lots of questions. So what you're going to do is you're going to listen for the answer to that question. And every now and then we're going to stop, and I want you to, like when you find the answer or you hear the answer, jot that down. And so we have all these people we can ask questions of, right? And the website, and you'll learn all about that. But we also have each other to ask questions of. So who's in my class? I've got several of you here. So it's kind of like ask three then me. Remember that I've talked about? So when I was a teacher, my students, this is the way my classroom worked, you would ask three then me. So I taught a lesson, a mini lesson, and then we'd break into groups. So you ask three sources and then you come ask teacher. Because because frequently the kids can answer it themselves, and we want to create this collaborative environment. So three would be, depending on the class, you can ask a person, a text, so usually about two people, and then a text, or what was on the board, you know. So, and they were allowed to get up and do that. So ask each other questions too, because sometimes some of us are better at reading the website, or we printed it off, or our advisor told us one thing. So things like that. It's good to ask each other. And there's our lunch. Okay, during lunch, you're going to need your ID. Oops, where's my ID? It's in my purse. So the security office is open, and you can go get your ID made. Like if you drove, I talked to some young woman who drove from Jasper, and then someone who drove a couple of hours from somewhere else. So while you're on campus, get your ID, because you have to have that ID when you go into field experience. Make sure that you turn in your ticket during the advising session. So at 2:45, the ticket you picked up today, that orange one, you're going to turn it in during the advising session, and that's how you get credit for being here. Okay, so this is just a little bit of a guideline. I mean, I know you're already enrolled, but take 5 to 6 courses, but that really, in my opinion, depends on your life. Like if you have children and you work, maybe you need to take 4 classes, because your GPA counts. Just getting through the program doesn't count, your GPA. So to get into the teacher education program, which is like you'll go through classes, and then your last 4 classes are called TEP. And you have to meet all these requirements, which Ms. Wilson will talk to you about. So you have to have a 2.75 excuse me, overall and in the teaching fields. So say, oh, I'm going to take 6 classes, and you make a C in every class, you're not going to have that GPA. All right? I know life is busy, but quality counts. Plus it prepares you. You have more time to study because you have to pass those praxis tests. That has nothing to do with Athens State. We can love you. We know you've got great potential. You got to pass the praxis. I'm just being practical, telling you how it is. We have several minors and certificates, and there's a whole list of them. So if you're an elementary major, you have, and we get into the advising, each of the majors have different elective hours that you take. So just don't start taking elective hours. Focus that. So if you're an elementary major, then get a technology minor. If you are a elementary major, there's like early childhood, health and fitness, instructional design. There's all different types, and we have them all. Just grab some, look at them if you haven't decided yet. But you yourself have to go in and change that online. And I think somebody's going to show you that today. But your advisor can help you too. But it's under student services, admissions, forms, and you can add a minor right through there. I'll show it to you today if anybody's not sure about it. So don't think when you look online at that DegreeWorks that those are all the classes you have to take if you're an elementary major. You have to have 19 hours of electives. I think, I don't know them by heart because I advise elementary and elementary collaborative. Early childhood needs, anybody know? How many hours does early childhood need? Early childhood, how many elective hours? I'd have to look it up. Any question my advisees ask, I go look it up because I don't want to give you wrong information. Yeah, it's like 13, and then another, like elementary collaborative has to have 4, and we have a whole chart about that. So that's why, but just don't randomly take electives. Try to focus it, because when you get your diploma and your transcripts, it'll say your minor. So just straight elementary is good, but elementary with a minor is better. And then definitely communicate with an advisor. I think in ED 301 you have an assignment where you have to contact your advisor. Do they still do that, Valerie? The introductory letter? Is it, am I too loud? Sorry. Does ED 301 have an introductory letter to their advisor? That was cut out. Well, do it anyway. It's a good idea. I like everyone to introduce themselves to me, and then I can put you on my radar, okay? Just be proactive. Just be proactive. Okay, so what's it all about?